got this title here, Drizzlepath Deja Vu, which I'm not 100% what it's going to be like. Bit of a walking sim, apparently. I mean, there's a lot of games out there that are walking sims, but I mean,
We may choose to see the world in black and white, yet it is anything but. The tiny nuances that colour our existence are often invisible to the naked eye, but if one peers closer, the most alluring of cracks can appear, and through these cracks, the most unexpected of hues. We should never seek to tarnish our world with a single brush.
okay. So let's have a look at the reviews and what it's got to say. I think I got it on sale, but it's even not on sale at £5.79. It's fairly cheap. A vast and mysterious world lies beyond you. Self-discovery. Embark on a journey of self-discovery while pondering the nature of life itself. Okay. Single player. Easy achievements, but pretentious and dull. I describe myself a bit like that, actually, pretentious and dull, but okay for quick game score, worth a few quid, but nothing happens. Chilled, blah blah blah. Okay, some interesting visuals, good accessibilities and quick achievements. Ugly landscape, couple of bugs, no tutorials. Lots of repeated assets, boring gameplay. Okay, this might be good for bedtime. We'll see. Oh. 1-handed controls. Did it save that audio? Yeah. Actually, 1-handed controls might be an idea with my cup of tea. It's not tea, hot chocolate. Wake up underwater. Crackle in my right ear. I don't know if that's been recorded, but already. Look, an octopus. I don't know. I'm not keen on octopuses. I don't like the giant Atlantic ones that I think that's modelled after. The big red ones. They're quite. Oh, little duck. The tortoise.
And so, life begins again, with a renewed sense of destination. Which reality will it be today? Whose reality? There is an instinct to climb, to reach some sort of pinnacle. But is it the destination, or the journey itself, that draws us forward? Curiosity is strong, and destiny beckons. Onward it is.
What are these? Are digitalis? Are they? No, they are. I think is foxglove the common name for digitalis, but can't think where they are. Those look like a sort of flowering weed that people tend to keep, but the wetlands really. Right, what's a burnt out car doing here? There's a place called Cannock Chase, northwest of Birmingham, I think, from what I remember. It's in the West Midlands anyway. And it's a beautiful place with like lots of, you know, it's like a managed woodland. But there's so many burnt out cars there for joyriding. It's crazy. Like really strange. Do you know what I mean? Like I've walked through there, done like 10 miles and come across like 3 or 4 of them. Do you know what I mean? It's been that bad. Don't know if it's still a thing. I think a game like this, the voice acting will make or break the game, really. Now,
Memory is an oddly circuitous thing, often dancing in its own circles. A snake perpetually eating its own tail. We can sometimes swear we've seen something before, in another life. Echoes of another existence. So familiar, and yet we've never been here before, have we? But there is something almost tangible, something we've known before. Perhaps not in the exact same form, but enough. We shake the cobwebs clean and press forward, allowing ourselves to be surprised by whatever may lurk around the next bend.
oh, look at that archer up there. God, I love butterflies. Twice a year, aren't they, really? Well, no, actually, maybe I think they're twice a year because my buddleia flowers twice a year, and so I think that's when the butterflies are out, but maybe they are, I can't remember. I suppose it depends where you are on what butterflies, but I do love them. I'm not so keen on moths, and here's the strange thing, there's really, behaviourally, we call them moths moths and butterflies butterflies, but there's not really. I think they belong to the same genus or something, you know what I mean? They're not really that indistinguishable, really. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like you get moths and butterflies, and within that you get species. You just get species of one species we could refer to as a moth and one we could refer to as a butterfly. I understand. I mean, I'm not a biologist, but that's what I understood.
There
So
will
there's,
always be places we are not permitted to enter, doors that will not open for us, ladders we cannot climb. Sometimes we might even glance an opportunity, gaping wide for the merest of moments. And if we fail to seize that moment while it exists, it might be gone forever. Ships pass in the night. Two molecules temporarily find themselves inhabiting the same space. So many mountains to climb, yet so little time.
okay. Doesn't seem so bad to me. Unusual place for building. It'd be nice if it was a bit more open in terms of where you could wander, because it's very obviously like a path here, and you can't really wander off it. That was a bit weird. But if it was like open but with clues,
Every house has ghosts. Every building is haunted. Even a familiar scent, like the roasting of a chicken in an old stove, can trigger all manner of memories and make us believe that we are welcome. Won't we be surprised when we knock upon the building's door to find no one willing to let us inside?
it's not exactly deep, is it? So far, this monologue. Why did I get this game? Probably because it was just so filthy cheap when it was on sale. I bet you.
Life is full of ups and downs. Bottomless pits of despair can soon lead to higher and more heavenly places. One can fall a great distance, only to rise much stronger, and as one ascends and struggles to shake themselves free from their own misty blackness, they also free themselves from the hordes of tiny insects that threaten to consume the brain from the inside.
There's a huge dragonflies, weren't they? A title like this really needed to invest its time into the graphics. Do you know what I mean? Now I can't remember when it came out, but like this is for me by no means incredible graphics. Like maybe in the early 2000s, well, mid 2000s, maybe somebody would have said, "Yeah, this is awesome graphics," but I don't know. Like 1980s music as well, I think. It was like
Sometimes the way forward is murky, and other times brightly lit. But mainly, it lies somewhere in between. It does help, however, to have some kind of path to follow. Otherwise, we can find ourselves rudderless and lost. Staying on the straight and narrow can be a challenge at times. But we generally know better than to stray too far to either side, lest we drown in our own indulgence.
what the hell is been written here? That music sounds like it belongs to like the Flight of the Navigator or something like that. I don't know, in my mind. Just like, the scene where David is like locked in the military installation or something like that. And the navigator ship is revealed. Why? I bet this game wasn't difficult to produce. So, I mean, it's a mediocre view, isn't it, really? So, I'll get a screenshot of that. So, I wonder why.
The relationship between man and nature is brotherly at best, a wicked stepmother at worst. Spat from the womb, we seek solace in new ones. Whichever life we might currently be living, we need somewhere to call home. A part of us envies the creatures of the wild, nestled so warmly inside the forest's belly. If only we could dream our days away and return to the safety we once enjoyed inside our mother's tender confines.
Spat from the womb, we seek a new one. It is bullshit, isn't it? This. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's played this and thought, wow, this is profound. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh well. If you were somebody who wasn't able to go out on a walk, then maybe this would be a lovely like walk for you. Do you know what I mean? Which sort of, I sometimes I wonder if that will happen to me one day. I mean, like I'm medically getting unwell in my age, middle age. Like I've got a broken back and a broken leg. Although, I can go out hiking up mountains and things like that. Like I've done that. Not too recently, not within the last, not about 2 years ago, I think it was. But I know that my days are numbered for all of these
So
things.
many doors shut right on our noses. So many shadowy faces whose acquaintances we shall never make. Like seed cast forth into a lover's body, the chances of a successful meeting are scant to say the least. How could the world, once so welcoming, suddenly be so ungracious? Perhaps we've done something to offend? We might never know. Lacking acceptance, we settle instead for bliss and push ever forward toward our destination.
It makes me think, at some point these games are going to be the only way I get to go out. I don't know, that's quite a morbid thought, isn't it? But I just think, yeah. Find up, well, I don't know. I think I'd still go out hiking even if I ended up with a permanent walking stick and stuff. But when there's a will, there's a way. Which is the point, really. Then
sometimes one's destination becomes clear. Nature sometimes shows us the way. Hidden behind every rock is some secret, calling out to be uncovered. It is up to us whether we choose to lift those rocks and gaze upon whatever lies beneath.
There's a girl locally that's, I think she has a blog or an X account or something like that. And she's cerebral palsy in a very specialist, expensive wheelchair that enables her to go out and about. And she loves going outdoors. So I suppose, when there's a will, there's a way, maybe. But that is like a £16,000 wheelchair, though. I don't think many people have that sort of luxury, if you like. I know it's a bit weird to say luxury. Somebody with cerebral palsy, but that severity of cerebral palsy. Look at these. These are like the Giant's Causeway, aren't they, in Northern Ireland? Look at them. Strange to me, actually, hexagons. Because hexagons are a very mathematical shape, obviously. You know what I mean? There's something very precise and mathematical about a hexagon. But actually, you do see them in nature quite a bit. And quite often, like, the most efficient arrangement of objects is hexagons. I think, like, if oranges are stacked as efficiently as possible in a box, it's hexagonal.
The bear pays little heed as we pass it by. It has no interest in our ways. Like a computer program, it does what it feels compelled to do, with little pause to ask questions of why. And yet, are we all that different from the bear? Are we not also compelled to follow our instincts? Perhaps this is why we choose to ascend.
Ascend. There's an opportunity to talk about something profound there, I suppose, in the sense of like how much are you in control of your decisions, really? And we like to think of ourselves as intelligent, fully conscious, cognitively reasoning beings, but yeah, I think a large degree of our nature is driven by desire. We call it desire, but instincts, basically. I told you this game's well suited to me, pretentious and dull. Like, it's fine. I'm happy. I'm in my element now. I bought it. I'll play it. Well, basically, like, I click on that surprise me. This came up, so I have no idea when I bought it. Could have been ages ago. But like, I'll always give it a chance. Well, no, I don't. If I click on that surprise me and something comes up, like an FPS, and I'm not in the mood for an FPS, I won't then play the FPS. I'll just click surprise me again. Like, I've got to be in the mood for it. And I was like, I suppose I'm in the mood for something chilled. Yeah, I might as well. At least, like, got it over and done with. Just the voice acting's not very good. I hate to say it. Like the script is not very good, so there's not much you can do with a poorly written script. But also,
another building. Perhaps there is a friend to be found inside? A companion, even, for the journey which remains ahead. Stranger things have happened. We make so many friends in the course of our many lives. Why not one more in this life?
it's a bit rushed, really. If you can imagine if Morgan Freeman was doing that voice acting, it'd be like, it sound okay.
Another ghost, glimpsed from the corner of our eyes. So near, yet so far, and gone before contact can be made. Just another enigma to be puzzled upon another day. Perhaps there is nothing to be seen here after all.
Yeah, that guy is bang on, actually. It is pretentious and dull. Well, I got it in the sales. I think on principle, I'd be fuming if I paid full price for this.
We fear nature in many ways, yet nature often fears us in return. It saddens us to see the deer bolt away. Surely it knows that we mean no harm. And yet, are we ourselves aware of what we are capable of, should circumstances arise? The death of another can sometimes mean life for us, and vice versa. Perhaps we would do well to follow in the skittish animal's footsteps and make haste ourselves.
We fear nature, and in return, nature fears us. We are of nature. Do you know what I mean? Why do we separate ourselves from nature just because we're a little bit smarter than the things around us, or we've mastered electricity? We are of nature. We are of the natural world. And the deer bolting from us. I've had a deer eat out my hand before in Richmond Park, so it wasn't exactly wild, but it wasn't going up to everybody. I had to lower my energy levels, which is something I saw about with some advice on how to like approach horses, because I'm a little bit scared of horses, if I'm honest. Like, just the idea that they could kick you and break you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, well. And I got thrown from a horse when I was younger, and I've always just known that they're very powerful creatures. Do you know what I mean? I refused to get back on it, but I still got my equestrian badge. But yeah, I'm not very comfortable around horses. You know, I've seen them kick, and they really can do some damage. And I've seen them throw people, and they can do some damage. And so I was reading about, well, how do you approach horses? When we went horse riding in Spain, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get over this. So, and it was all about how these animals pick up on energy levels and how you need to really like lower your energy because they can
The
tell.
rays of the sun give us life via the generosity of plants. The fresher the air that we breathe, the closer the animal within us feels to heaven. The light of day smiles down upon us with a glow all its own and pulls us closer to its bosom to suckle the warmth within.
I'm giving up on paying attention to what the hell she's talking about. There was a better opportunity there. I mean, there's two things really. The graphics aren't appalling, but they're nothing special. So if you're going to just do a walking sim bullshit title, I would have thought make sure the graphics are top notch, right? Like that sky is shit, isn't it? Let's be honest. Make sure the graphics are top notch, but really make sure the narration's superb. You know what I mean? The content and the delivery. I'd have used AI, an AI Morgan Freeman voice, which is amazing. Like at some point soon. I don't know how I feel about that though. Like the deep fake stuff. I saw a video about a girl, I don't know, like 18, 19, who had like the clickbait title was like victim of AI, and I was like, what? And then it turns out that some people had taken photos of her on Instagram, off Instagram, and run them through an AI deep fake thing to fake photos of her being naked, right? And you know, it really upset her and stuff like that. I mean, number one, right? If you are, my TV's flicked over to Plex for some reason. I don't know why it says ready to cast, but I didn't turn Plex on. Like, why the fuck these young people have just constantly taking photos of themselves and putting them online? I don't know. I'm actually fucking stuck here, you know. Would you believe? Thank God for that, eh? Not 100% which way.
Sometimes one's destination becomes clear. Nature sometimes shows us the way. Hidden behind every rock is some secret, calling out to be uncovered. It is up to us whether we choose to lift those rocks and gaze upon whatever lies beneath.
Yeah, so like it's strange how young people are just constantly taking photos of themselves and uploading it onto the web. It's weird. Like in my day, if we'd have known people, if I had a friend at school who'd been taking photos of themselves, like 2 or 3 a day, and putting them on the internet, I'd seriously have got him help. And it's not like, oh, things have changed, that's no longer regarded as a mental health issue. It is a mental health issue. It's just that we don't like recognize it as that because so many people are doing that. That's the problem. It's weird taking photos of yourself constantly. It's just pure narcissism, isn't it? Really, that at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's just narcissism. It's self-interest. It's just it's just self-interest, isn't it? And it's a shame. So, like, I'm not saying that these people were justified of doing this AI at all. Of course not.
Another building. Perhaps there is a friend to be found inside? A companion, even, for the journey which remains ahead. Stranger things have happened. We make so many friends in the course of our many lives. Why not one more in this life?
What she's done is set herself up for...
Another ghost, glimpsed from the corner of our eyes. So
like
near,
being attacked, hasn't
yet
she?
So far. And
by
gone before contact can be made.
Spending her time just
another enigma to be puzzled
putting photos of herself
day.
on the web.
Perhaps
you know, like I'm not going to get AI done over because I'm not flooding the web with photos of myself. It's a bit weird. Like I'm of the generation where you point the camera forwards, not at yourself. You know what I mean? It's just so insular. I don't know. But anyway, so these people have got these AIs and deep faked her. You know, it is terrible, and they really deserve some strong punishment for that because it really upset her.
We fear nature in many ways, yet nature often fears us in return. It saddens us to see the deer bolt away. Surely it knows that we mean no harm. And yet, are we ourselves aware of what we are capable
kind of fucking weird
should circumstances arise?
It's like
the death of another can sometimes mean life for us.
I wish this woman would shut up.
Perhaps we would do well to follow in the skittish animal's footsteps.
Oh, shut
and
up.
Make haste ourselves.
It's like a nuclear reactive deer, isn't it? Radioactive deer. That thing. Yeah, so anyway, these people are deep faked too. I don't think it's the first time this has happened. It sadly probably isn't going to be the last time. But like, it was so well done.
The rays of the sun give us life via the generosity of plants.
Shut up.
The fresher the air that we breathe, the closer the animal within us feels to heaven. The light of day smiles down upon us with a glow all its own and pulls us closer to its bosom to suckle the warmth within.
It was so well done that even when it all came out that she'd had this done to her, some people believed they were real and that she was lying to make it out that they were fakes and actually there were real photos of her. That's how well done it was. And I was like, oh God, this is horrific and this has got to be policed and stuff. But at the same time, some of the deep fakes I've seen have been absolutely brilliant, really comedic. And I'd love to deep fake Morgan Freeman's voice and just have him narrate things for me, because I just think he's got that. Ever since Shawshank Redemption, I just think he's got that beautiful sounding, almost godlike voice. I mean, he's played God in a few films, hasn't he? Because he's got that voice that's so weathered and profound. It's superb. Look at that bitmap of a cone. It's not an actual cone, like a 3D cone. It's just the bitmap of a cone. I didn't notice that on the ground before. It's spoilt the immersion. You know what she was harping on about then with the sun, and I mean the sun is the energy input onto our planet. We do have heat energy from the core of the planet, and arguably a magnetic energy as well. Magnetism, but the sun is really the energy input into our biosphere on the planet. And I've got to say, as I've aged, like certain things have happened, and I've become a lot more spiritual with age. Like one thing that's certainly happened is I've started to appreciate more and more basic stuff in life. And like I know I'm sat here playing on the latest gen Xbox Series X, but the things that I appreciate, really have a love of, are things like the sun. I absolutely adore the sun. You know what I mean? It's just, I love nothing more than just sitting in the sunshine.
60% of the human body is composed of water. Perhaps this is what draws us so frequently in its direction. To immerse ourselves in it, become one with it, return to our natural selves. We cannot deny what we are, despite our efforts to the contrary.
Sunshine and swimming. I mean, I go swimming once or twice a week at the moment. I've been a bit slack with it, but yeah, about once or twice a week. But really, I would need to get back to about 3 times a week. But I go swimming in a public swimming pool, and it's just not really the same as like swimming outdoors. It's nowhere in comparison.
And there was light. Every tiny flickering flame feels like a beacon unto itself, tearing one's heart in so many directions at once. At least the warmth that they provide is comforting to a soul lost in its own frigid darkness.
It's very bullshitty, this title. I love swimming in the sea, mainly in the sea, but also inland water as well. I absolutely adore swimming out and about. So my 2 favourite things, like if I had a life of this and nothing else, I'd be quite happy, is the sun and sea. Perfect. What's weird is some people work 50 weeks a year or 48 weeks a year or whatever, the majority of the year, just to get 2 weeks of sun and sea. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like this madness that, like, how absolutely backwards to live life like that.
The ocean side can be an ideal place to ponder upon the many lives we could have lived. Perhaps this is what draws some people to douse electronically for the lost possessions of others. The beach can hold many secrets, some beautiful, some tragic. The power of both is equal to those willing to dip their toes into the sands of the past, just to see what they can find.
It's got some weird-ass metaphors going on as well, like really muddling lots of things up. Like, as you walk along the path, make sure you don't end up rudderless. So it's sort of like, but the path is the metaphor for life, and the rudderlessness is like the metaphor for getting lost on the path and getting lost on life. But to be rudderless means to be in a boat. It's just a bit confusing metaphors, really. what they could have done is ripped off one of my favourite stories, which I think is a parable, or I don't know if it is, but Footprints in the Sand is one of the most beautiful stories. If you're into that whole Bible bashing, but I don't know. I think you don't have to be Christian to actually appreciate that story. It's a shame that it's been done as a Christian story, really. Well, no, maybe it's not a Christian story. There's no mention of Christianity in there, is there really? They could have done something like that, maybe. As I look back, I noticed just one set of footprints in the sand. And I said to the Lord, why, during the most difficult times in my life, can I see only one set of footprints in the sand? And the Lord said to me, well, those are the times that I carried you. Which is incredible. Almost makes me feel a bit teary saying that now. Like, it's just such a beautiful story. Because my belief system is that, I'm panentheistic, so God is everywhere. God is beyond the realms of our physical universe. God is everything. Like, I do believe in God, but I believe that God is everything, everywhere, all the time, inescapably. Every pixel, every photon, everything is all of God. Because I believe that the physical universe manifests from consciousness, not the other way around.
So many will-o'-the-wisps lighting up the darkness. The promise of an alternate path leads to a fresh glimmer of hope, but little else. Sometimes it is best to have a single unerring goal to which to stubbornly adhere. Too many diversions can lead one astray,
I agree
one
with
too
that.
many times. But then again, it never hurts to try.
I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. Sometimes I think if I'd have just done one thing very well. Well, no, I don't think that, but our society demands that of us, I think. To have like expertise in one area in particular, and not to be. I think in the past it would have been useful to have like mediocrity or decency in a few areas. To be well-rounded and capable of a few different things. But now, we seem to our society is very much geared up towards experts in single areas. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's because of our the way employments and our capitalist economy works is that you get a job and that's the skill set you need to use. Like so many people have talents and skills that are wasted in what they spend the majority of their lives doing. If that makes sense. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, look at the size of that thing. Oh yeah. Some bird of prey, isn't it? Oh. Where's that frog gone, eh? Now I thought, am I going backwards or am I going forwards? With the idea of going back on myself now. I hadn't come across that frog before, had I? So I'm just doing the left-hand rule, really. We get out of this bloody nightmare. That sort of summarises how I feel about the game. It's all right. It's not all right, is it? Though it is crap. I wonder what I would have thought. Oh. Why is it still Plex saying ready to cast? Just let me... Because I can't see now the TV screen. Because I've got Plex trying to cast stuff to my TV. One second. And then if I just disconnect, all I did was press stop on the Chromecast. So it's like the Chromecast is permanently stuck on Plex now, and I can't. Let's go to Google Home here. Devices, Chromecast bedroom, Chromecast office, Chromecast lounge, stop casting. God, that was a bit of hard work, bit of a faff. Right, left hand rule still. Wait, we had come along it because that's where the beach was. Start going on about dipping your feet into sand, which then made me start going on about swimming or something. I wonder if we'd stayed in the sea evolutionarily, if we'd have still evolved to the point we've evolved. No, I think I'm going backwards. I do think I'm going backwards. Let's follow this one. It's going to piss me right off though for not. I must have come down. Yeah, I mean, you know, the octopus has got pretty smart, hasn't it? Totally separate evolutionary line to us. But it's not there in terms of our intelligence, but it is there in terms of having an incredible intelligence, which is remarkable. I think they've like discovered that the octopuses play as well, which is a huge sign of intelligence, playtime. Although cats play, don't they? But they're not particularly smart. I mean, they can be intelligent, but they're not. I mean, they're no smarter than a. Oh, for God's sake! What is still casting to the fucking Chromecast? Sorry about this. I'm turning the tablet off. Power off. On charge. Right. That shouldn't be Chromecasting now. Chromecast. Okay. That shouldn't be Chromecasting now. Tempted to turn off. It's a bit annoying actually that I mean, when I want to put something on Chromecast and it flicks it over to that side of things, it's all right. But when I don't, like this, it's a bit annoying. Okay, so we've got left-hand rule again. Music's a bit annoyed. Why is it stopping me walking along there? There's like an invisible barrier. Okay. Weird rocks. Okay. All right. What have we got here? God, that game I played recently, The Lighthouse, that was weird.
We all live and die in cages of our own design. Some of us possess the keys to our prisons and allow ourselves to roam from time to time. Yet we always come back, as there is comfort in confinement, serenity in security.
I forgot about that. And the bullshit. I'm sure I turn the head bobbing on, but unless it's very subtle head bobbing. So gone away. I don't know what happened to the lighthouse anyway. Like a double back on myself. Double back on myself. Oh look, there's a person up there. It's a nice view. Yeah, so I don't know what I'd have made of this title. Had I not read those negative reviews, would I have really enjoyed it? I don't know.
They say the average adult body is filled with up to 1.5 gallons of blood. How many bodies would it take to make it rain? How much atrocity would it take to fill a swimming pool? An ocean? But enough of such morbid musings. Come rain or red, we must push forward and never forget our destination.
That tree is pretty cool. I like dead trees standing. I've got a really nice photo of one in Chatsworth, and I think it's Chatsworth. I've got a couple of the same sort of, just like, I think it's a silver birch when it dies. and it just goes bright white, which is such a contrast against the background where it tends to be. And that's a nice shot, isn't it? Creepy. That's all right, this bit here.
There will always be those jealous of our ambitions. Rats running the same maze, seeking the same mouldy piece of cheese. Whether we win the race is up to us. Though perhaps fate also plays a part.
Another
And there
bloody
need
metaphor.
not always be just one winner. But woe be to him who has the misfortune to discover what happens to those who lose.
It's like tarot, isn't it? Or not tarot. Horoscopes. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's deliberately metaphorical and vague so that people can take it and apply it to themselves. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. That scared the life out of me, that did. Fucking hell. I didn't like it. I'm so easily perturbed by horror. Love the sound of snow under my feet. It's quite realistic crunch, isn't it? It's about 1.5 inches thick, that snow, isn't it? Love that sound. One of the things that absolutely astounds me in nature is the Arctic fox. I think it's the Arctic fox. There's a fox that lives in Canada that is so
For much
light.
of our lives, we seek warmth. Yet sometimes the cold is better. Sometimes the dark is preferable to a ray of sunshine. Sometimes our tribulations give us renewed strength, allowing us to push towards our destination with greater vigour than before.
It's talking shit again. Yeah, this fox is so light it can walk on top of the snow, but it can detect the movements of a mouse, like something like a meter underneath the snow. It's got that good hearing, which is incredible. Or is it scent as well, or a combination? I don't know. No, I think it's its hearing, and it will jump down and burrow through and find its prey. Are we going to go through the seasons? That was horrible, that little thing that ran up to us. We are lucky in Britain to have seasons.
We may choose to see the world in black and white, yet it is anything but. The tiny nuances that colour our existence are often invisible to the naked eye, but if one peers closer, the most alluring of cracks can appear, and through these cracks, the most unexpected of hues. We should never seek to tarnish our world with a single brush.
Tarnish our world with a single brush. I mean, so that was a bit of a painting metaphor as well. Talking about cracks and hues, I don't know, but like it's just a bit. It is a bit bullshitty.
The wild is unforgiving at this altitude. Having come this far, we have but one thing on our minds.
What altitude?
To gaze upon the truth with the naked eye. Be it bitter or beautiful, it is something that begs to be known. We will suffer its hardships if we must.
It's god awful, this, isn't it? This title. I mean, I'm no curator of games, but this is appalling. It's the voice narration actually that ruins it. If that bullshit voice narration wasn't on there, it'd be all right to. And I could just do the bullshit voice narration, couldn't I? Sometimes we crave the stillness of the air, and other times we crave the chaos of the winds. But whether our little boat remains calm in the sea of life, or the prevailing winds blow us into the unknown, we shall always weather the weather. Weather
in the
the
face
weather.
of the impossible, we must
See?
improvise. Even the most insurmountable of
bullshit
tasks might hide a solution, if we are only willing to look upon the world with different eyes. Do we rise to the challenge, or shuffle away with tails between our legs? Alas, the truth beckons, and it would be rude to disappoint it.
Alas, the truth beckons, and it would be rude to disappoint it. Oh, it's just so horrible, isn't it? It really is horrible. What's the next bit of bullshit going to be? Sometimes life provides us a helping hand when we least expect it, and at other times we must rely on our own diligence to conquer the challenges immediately in front of us. Do you know, it just, oh god, it's horrible. It's just like, oh god, it is horrible. Jesus. And what's strange is I can come up with this bullshit so off the cuff as well. I mean, off the cuff. Grass grows tall and proud. But, oh no, what's this here? What's she going to say?
Inevitably, our programming leads us to revelation, however sour. We don't always receive the answers that we expect.
Oh god.
Could it be that our journey was for naught, bar the disclosure that our lives are but an artifice? Our
Now,
intelligence
not
artificial
naught.
at best? Surely existence could not be so cruel. Perhaps it is best that we close our eyes, embrace oblivion, and once again wake up.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That's why people buy this game, isn't it? Just for the 1,000 gamer score. I thought I'll play this game before bed, but it's left me wholly unsatisfied. Wholly unsatisfied. Could have to have a bash of something else, I think. Shelley Gates. Sorry, Shelley, but just really crap narration there. How pretentious. Forcing you to sit through the credits. I can't remember ever coming across a title that has made me sit through credits. At least not a crap title. Wait, where is it? Owned games. Ready to install. Do I own this game? Here we go. I'll do it on my phone because it is easier. Remote play on this device, open remote control. I'm just going to say dreadful. And then I'm going to say I'll echo the other reviews. Game is pretentious and boring. Graphics are poor. The script is poor. Actually, yes, poor. And the voice acting narration is poor. Honestly, if this made free, I would suggest don't waste an hour life. This skip it. Try something else. Something else. Oh, that's grim, but oh man, it's put it into the fucking headline. Oh, look at the state of that. Fucking joke, isn't it? God damn it. Right. One more time. Dreadful. That's a fucking joke. Right. God. I'll echo the other reviews. Totally pretentious and dull. Poor graphics. Poor script. Poor voice acting. Even if this is made free. Don't waste an hour life on it. Skip it. Skip past. Buy something else. I've had people contact me over my reviews and buy something else. Like not developers, so I'm talking about like other people who've read the reviews and they come back and ask me questions and stuff just out of the blue. The most recent one was even was another weird example of that. I'll just submit that. Who was it? Have I still got his stuff here? Just like, yeah, this guy. He was like, could I ask you a quick question? Does that Sky Infinity game have a career mode? I was like, I don't think I have a game on that game on any platform. Sorry, are you sure you got the name right? And then he's put, oh, Skydrift Infinity. You left a review on it. Just check my own vid. It does have a campaign mode. Cool game from what I remember. I also recall there being one of two control options that worked for me, and the other was hard work. Then, like the miserable twat, didn't even come back and say thank you very much or anything like that. You know, um, I almost feel like saying, "Don't worry about thanking me for my time, dickhead." Do you know what I mean? Like it just anyway. -1 out of 10. Somebody's put. That's not helpful. It's just not what's not to like. Even pretentious, but I like the idea of it would be better to me fleshed out and a little bit more. I mean, again, it's just that's not true. None of that's true. It is terrible. I mean, all these people that like sell out an hour of their lives for 1,000 gamer points, you sad bastards. That's correct. That one's correct. That's the most correct, that one. Game is straight ass. This is the real one. I don't care about achievements. Right, I'm going to kick it and I'm going to select something else. That's put me in a bit of a mood actually, playing such a dreadful title. Oh, surprise, surprise, Apex Legends has yet another fucking update all the time. It's always the shitty games that just update all the time. Roblox, Apex Legends, always the free ones. I don't know what that is about. It's just clog up my bandwidth with shitty updates for shitty games. Right, I will go. It's really put me in a foul mood, that terrible game. It's like reading a bad novel, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You just feel like, oh, you've wasted your time. And like I'm happy to spend my time playing games, but I don't want to waste my time on shit. I enjoy games. And I enjoy spending my time on stuff I enjoy. And I cannot abide spending my time on shitty games. Why is that so slow? That is the world's slowest update. That's not running. Nothing's running. 8 megabits a second. What the hell? Right. I better go before I swear or lose the plot anymore. Take it easy. See you in a bit.